So on your screen, open up the InShot app, click on Video, Create New, and click the green New button. Then scroll down and find the video that you want to edit. Okay, that will open up, and the first thing to do is just to get used to this line across the bottom, which you can press the play button and your video will run all the way through, so you can preview it in that way. Or you can click on that line and just sort of scroll left and right with your finger, and you'll see that you can move it backwards and forwards quite intuitively. Just practice doing that for a little while. If that little square appears, just click on it again and you'll get the wide scrolling bar here. Takes a little bit of getting used to, but now what I've done here is I've stopped in a certain point and I've clicked on the split button. Do you see that just above there? So now I've got my video in two separate parts. That's one part highlighted there. And then you'll see there's a separate one here. And if I click split again, then I've got three different bits. There's one. There's another one. And then I can delete that by highlighting it and clicking on the delete dustbin there. Now, if you want to, you can play around with some filters. It's not really necessary. If you've got good light when you're filming, you don't really need to make any adjustment. But if you want to do something a little bit funky, you can play with some of these filters. They just give it instantly a different look. But if you do that, just make sure you apply the same filter to every part of your video. Next, we'll have a look at text. Click on the T for text button and just start typing away, and a little text box appears. You'll see that you can change with the way that text appears on the screen, different borders and shading and so on. If you move that around with your finger, you'll see the arrow button there, and you can change the size, you can move the location of it, you can change the font, you can change the colour of the font. Again, just play with it until it becomes comfortable. And then where this differs from a still photo is that you can decide how long that text stays on the screen. So here it's just a few seconds, and I'm dragging it. Either end of that you can drag to change the positioning of the text. And then I'm going to click text again and write some more, and move that up the screen to a position that we want it, and you can see that the first bit of text is going to disappear and the second bit of text is then going to appear, and we'll leave another gap. We'll click text again, we'll type that, move it up a bit, play around, move the timeline with our finger. See, that's very one after the other. I mean, it's clear, but it doesn't feel very professional somehow. So what I like to do is move those around so they kind of overlap with each other. And you do that just by dragging and dropping above the timeline. You'll see what I mean in a minute. It's getting used to using this timeline at the bottom and seeing how that corresponds with the change of the look of the video up above it. So that will just click in above. Now if you play, you'll see that the second bit of text will overlap slightly with the second, with the third. That one is obviously in the wrong place, so we need to select that, move the location of it, because it was obscuring the other one. This is just obviously an example. I wouldn't normally have capitals on one and lowercase on another. Now, can you see that line between the two clips? That's the little sort of dash. If you click that, you can change the transition between the two, because that was quite jerky. I've just selected the very basic transition, and now you'll see there's a bit more of a softer overlap between the two clips, and I think that makes it look a little more professional. Now to show you how to add music or dialogue to your track. Click on music. You'll see there's three options there, and here we're going to record the voiceover. So click on record and talk in time to your video, which is exactly how I'm recording this voiceover. Okay, and then click on the plus on the tick, and that should give you your voiceover, and then you can play it back through just to check that it sounds good enough. And you can edit that in the same way by selecting bits and deleting them and so on. The other option is to add music, in which case you would click on the tracks, and it gives you a few tunes that are pretty generic, but you know they're good enough if you just want a bit of music. Either that, or you can add it in the Instagram app. So select one, download it, and there you've got a tune. So video music is always a good option. I would just encourage you to play a lot and have some fun with it. Once you've done all of that, click on save, and you'll see that it's saving up to 100%, and that will save in your photos folder, and you're good to go.